Ladies and gentlemen, wish you a very good morning on a sunny day. We all are here again this morning, 27th of April 2019 or 14th of Baisakh 2076 according to Nepali calendar, for the formal closing of the second International Conference on Earthquake Engineering and Post-Disaster Reconstruction Planning 2019. The conference was third of by Kopo Engineering College and Kopo College of Engineering at an ancient city full of typical arts and culture, with the objective of bringing together international researchers, academicians and professionals to exchange their findings and development activities. And we on behalf of the organizer colleges believe this conference has benefited all the participants in their respective capacities, and it has given impetus for the next one of the same nature.
खोपो इन्जिनियरिङ कलेज र खोपो कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङको संयुक्त आयोजनामा सम्पन्न भूकम्प इन्जिनियरिङ र विपदपछिको पुनर्निर्माण योजनाबारे दोस्रो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलनको समापन कार्यक्रममा उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूमा हार्दिक अभिवादन। आशा छ यहाँहरूले यस सम्मेलनमा प्रस्तुत विभिन्न देशका अनुसन्धानकर्ता र प्राज्ञहरूको अनुभव र छलफलबाट धेरै कुरा सिक्ने मौका पाउनुभयो। साथै यो सम्मेलन यहाँहरूको लागि उपलब्धिमूलक भएको आशा व्यक्त गर्दै पुनः एकचोटि सम्पूर्ण उपस्थित महानुभावहरूमा यस समापन कार्यक्रममा हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु।
As our distinguished guests are already here in the venue, we are going to commence the program formally now. First of all, I am going to take the name of our distinguished guest, who is going to be the chairperson for today's closing ceremony. He is Mayor Sunil Prajapati, the Chairman of College Management Committee and Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality. It is my honor to welcome him on the dais.
भक्तपुर नगरपालिकाका प्रमुख एवं कलेज सञ्चालक समितिका अध्यक्ष श्री सुनिल प्रजापति ज्यूलाई सभापतिको आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Now it is my honor to welcome him in the dais. In the meantime, may I request the chairperson to welcome the chief guest and other personalities of the program with a bouquet of flowers. Moving on, may I welcome on the dais the chief guest, Member of Federal Parliament, Prem Suwal.
प्रतिनिधि सभा सदस्य तथा आजका कार्यक्रमका प्रमुख अतिथि श्रद्धेय प्रेम सुवाल ज्यूलाई मञ्च आसन गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
He is also the ex-chairman of College Management Committee of these organizer colleges and the secretary member of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party. Now it's my pleasure to invite Deputy Mayor Rajani Joshi on the dais.
भक्तपुर नगरपालिकाका उपप्रमुख एवं कलेज सञ्चालक समितिका उपाध्यक्ष श्री रजनी जोशी म्यामलाई मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
She is the Vice Chairperson of Management Committee of the Organizer Colleges and Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality. Thank you, ma'am. Now let's welcome Engineer Sushil Gewali on the dais.
राष्ट्रिय पुनर्निर्माण प्राधिकरणका प्रमुख कार्यकारी निर्देशक इन्जिनियर सुशील गेवाली सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
He is the Chief Executive Officer of National Reconstruction Authority, Nepal. Thank you, sir. Likewise, I take my pleasure to welcome on the dais Professor Dr. Premnath Maske.
इस कन्फरेन्सका कीनोट स्पिकर प्रोफेसर डाक्टर प्रेमनाथ मास्के सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
He is the keynote speaker of the conference. Thank you very much, sir. For the head, please help me welcoming on the dais Professor Dr. Sudarshan Raj Tiwari.
कन्फरेन्सका कीनोट स्पिकर प्रोफेसर डाक्टर सुदर्शन राज तिवारी सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
He is also the keynote speaker of this conference. Thank you, sir. Similarly, I would invite Professor Dr. Susumo Kono, who is also the keynote speaker of this conference, and he is from Japan. Staying on the same schedule, I call upon Engineer Susan Marker, Principal of Kopo Engineering College, on the dais.
खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेजका प्राचार्य इन्जिनियर सुजन मार्कर सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Thank you, sir. Now it's my pleasure to welcome Engineer Sunil Dual, Principal of Kopo College of Engineering, on the dais.
खोप कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङका प्राचार्य इन्जिनियर सुनिल दुवाल सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Thank you, sir. My pleasure again to call on the dais Engineer Ravindra Foju, Vice Principal of Kopo Engineering College.
खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेजका उपप्राचार्य सर इन्जिनियर रविन्द्र फोन्जु सरलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Finally, on the dais, I would request Engineer Ratna Shobha Prajapati, Vice Principal of Kopo College of Engineering.
खोप कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङका उपप्राचार्य इन्जिनियर रत्न शोभा प्रजापति म्यामलाई पनि मञ्चमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Last but not the least, I would welcome all the ladies and gentlemen in the audience section, including professors, political representatives, principals, paper presenters, participants, journalists, and also request to take their seat in their own places as they are now. I especially request session chairs in front row in the audience section. As per the schedule, now is the time to present badges to the chief guest and the personalities on the dais.
प्रमुख अतिथि र अतिथिज्यूहरूलाई ब्याज वितरण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Thank you, sirs, madams. Now, to formally welcome the audience in today's important ceremony, I would like to request Dr. Manjib Sakya, the Secretary of Steering Committee of this conference.
यस अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलनको स्टेयरिङ कमिटीका सेक्रेटरी डाक्टर मनदीप साक्यज्यूलाई आफ्नो स्वागत मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Respected Chairperson of this closing ceremony, Mr. Sunil Prajapati, Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Prem Swal, Member of Federal Parliament and former Chairman of these Kobo colleges, Architect Rajni Joshi ma'am, Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Mr. Sushil Gewali, CEO of National Reconstruction Authority, keynote speakers Professor Premnath Maske, Professor Sudarshan Raj Tiwari, and Professor Susumu Kono from Japan, and also principal of two colleges, organizing colleges, Kobo Engineer College and Kobo College of Engineering, and also vice principals of Kobo Engineering College and Kobo College of Engineering, and all the distinguished guests and participants, presenters, please accept my warm regards. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you all in this closing ceremony of Second International Conference on Earthquake Engineering and Post-Disaster Reconstruction Planning. There were altogether 3 keynote lectures, 1 special session, and 5 sessions with 62 presentations. Moving on, Architect Rajni Joshi ma'am, Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, she presented on revitalization of tangible and intangible heritage of Bhaktapur city. On her special session, she basically stressed on the act of Bhaktapur municipality to correlate the tangible and intangible heritage, cultural heritage, that they both should be they both should be taken forward together. As she mentioned that both are like two wheels of a chariot. Only one wheel cannot, with the chariot with only one wheel cannot be pulled so easily. So she rightly presented that both the tangible and intangible heritage should be, cultural heritage should be taken forward together. Also, in the same day, there was a keynote speech of Professor Sudarshan Raj Tiwari. His presentation title was The Challenges of Conserving Urban Heritage Landscape. And he rightly mentioned that rich, diverse culture and rituals of Nepal are the topic to researcher for their research. Yes, sir, you are very right. And also, I want to mention some my past experience during his presentations in the lecture sessions when I have attended before also many times, and I remember that apart from these technical things, when he gives the lectures on the legends and myths and stories, that really mesmerized me. And when he's giving lecture, I feel that I'm watching a movie, an ancient movie, and one I remember I was in Changni. He was presenting about the Kastamanda, and he was explaining where the culture picture was standing and watching the dance and all. So I was very much mesmerized that time. I was feeling that I'm watching a movie of that ancient time. It's really mesmerizing. Thank you, sir. And similarly, Professor Premnath Maske, sir, his presentation on masonry structure in the post-earthquake reconstruction, as he's rightly mentioned that non-engineered RC buildings are worse than the engineered masonry buildings, and new technology and new developments are done in the scientific committee regarding the masonry structures, which can be adapted to make it engineered more robust, so we can preserve our traditional cultural heritages. And I also want to let him know one nice compliment from one of my colleagues. Please, thank you, sir. He told me that while listening to Professor Maski's lecture, I feel that his sound is so melodious. I don't feel any sleepiness. I feel that and it's so sweet also, as well, so melodious, so sweet. I don't feel sleepy, and I want him to go on endless. Yesterday, some of my colleagues give a nice compliment on his, apart from his technical aspects. And in the final day, second day, after the launch, there was the presentation of Professor Susumu Kono. He presented on resilience of reinforced concrete buildings, Japanese effort and struggles, and he rightly mentioned that revision is said that revisions and implementation of codal provision is necessary, and also experimental test is very much necessary for validating the new nonlinear analysis or some modern methodology and technology. So he also showed us some videos of his sophisticated laboratories equipment like SEC tables and all. So Nepal, being a developing country, we don't have our universities does not have such a sophisticated laboratory equipments like SEC table and all. However, Almighty God in 2015 blessed us with a natural SEC table test, 2015 Gorkha earthquake. At that time, thousands of our buildings were tested. Thousands of our buildings were tested. And professors, researchers, many other academicians, professionals, they came Nepal after 2000 Gorkha earthquake to learn and to see the performance and behavior of structures after this SEC. It was a good laboratory, natural laboratory for the researchers and the experts and all other academicians. So, in Nepal, we don't have this lab and all, but our structures and our places, cities are like a natural laboratory for us. I also want to take this opportunity to say sorry to all of them who lost their life, their properties during this earthquake. Last but not the least, finally, I want to thank all the participants, presenters, for traveling the long way and keeping their patience to stay here and actively participating in these sessions and all. And this morning, I was noting some points for my speech, and my mother asked me, "What are you doing?" And I told her that I'm noting down for my speech. So she told me that speech should be short and sweet. And for sweetness, I will ask the colleague who complimented Professor Maske, did I sound sweet or not? And being an obedient son of my mother, I want to short my speech for here. Thank you very much.
Now is the time to hear very important speeches from our personalities and the guest of honor today, who are kindly seated in the dais. Before that, I would like to request Vice Dean Chiang Wang from Tongji University for a few valuable words, if I am correct in pronunciation. Chiang Wang. Vice Dean Chiang Wang on the dais for a few words.
Good morning. It's my great honor to be here to say some words to express my personal feelings in this closing ceremony. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to the organizer of this conference, the Kopo Engineering College and the Kopo College of Engineering. I think it is a well-prepared and well-organized international conference. And the organizing committee and the volunteer on site are very helpful and considerate. So I really enjoy this big event. And I think this conference not only serves as a good platform to present our recent research advances, exchanging our ideas and sharing our experience, but also to provide us very good opportunity to learn from each other, to promote international collaboration and meet old friends and make new friends. And we had I think during this conference, we had a lot of high quality presentations and very extensive and comprehensive communications. So for myself, I benefit a lot from this conference. So I think this conference has reaped rich achievements. So warm congratulations to the organizers for this conference. And in addition, for me, this is my first visit to Nepal. So during these days, I can feel the Nepalese are very kind, very nice, and very friendly. And especially, a lot of historical buildings and monuments as World Heritage are so amazing, so wonderful, and so attractive. And so I really enjoy the stay in Nepal. So I think it is a wonderful and memorable trip to me. And finally, taking this opportunity, I would like to invite all of you to visit Tongji University at Shanghai, China. And actually, we launched a similar event since 2008, the winter earthquake. We have organized 8 times the international forum on innovations and implementations in earthquake research, earthquake engineering research. So next forum will be held next December. So I would like to welcome all of you to join this forum. So that's all. Thank you for your kind attention.
Now I call upon Engineer Ratnaswava Prajapati, Vice Principal of Kopo College of Engineering, for a short but important speech.
खोपो कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङका उपप्राचार्य इन्जिनियर रत्न शोभा प्रजापति म्यामलाई आफ्नो मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Chairperson of today's ceremonies, distinguished member on the dais, delegates, academicians, research participants, colleagues, students and volunteers, it is fair to conclude that the second International Conference on Earthquake Engineering and Post-Disaster Reconstruction Planning 2019 is success. So many people have contributed in so many ways to turn this event into a smoothly running meeting with fellow delegates, professionals, academicians, researchers, scholars, and build a good atmosphere for discussion and collaboration for future. The objective of this conference were simple, yet the aim was high as we discussed and examined many challenges in post-disaster reconstruction and progress being made globally in the field of earthquake engineering. As we see it, the practice of engineering does not exist outside the domain of societal interest. We as engineers, professionals, academicians and researchers have a strong responsibility toward the society we live in to make it better than what it was yesterday in order to create better tomorrow, salvaging the lesson from the past. And we have achieved that small part of goal through this conference. As we in today's event, I on behalf of the organizer would like to thank you all for joining this conference. Your presence here shows a strong commitment to fight the challenges the world is facing in the field of earthquake engineering and most importantly in post-disaster reconstruction. The staff and students of Faculty of ME in Earthquake Engineering and MSc in Urban Design and Conservation are specially thanked for their enthusiasm and hard work to make this conference successfully. Where Master Sivakumar Srestha along with Ms. Engineer Jane Bhati and team of MIS has designed the setup of content of the website and succeed in building a logical structure with user-friendly registration, procedure and total program. Mr. Sanjay Manandar and team have beautifully and systematically managed the venue of this program. Engineer Ravindra Foju and team have heartily welcomed and facilitated national and international personals. Ms. Saraswati Singhwal and team have made an inauguration program attractive. Mr. Kaji Bahadur Pancha along with Associate Professor Dr. Raju Bhaitiata and team have managed food effectively and efficiently. Engineer Ganesh Ram Doju and the team of lab assistant technically support in 3 hours efficiently these 3 days. Engineer Rakesh Gwacha and the team have managed heart-touching cultural program for today's night. Architect Libas Haizu and the team has organized an informative excursion to heritage site. Mr. Rajan Jati and the team managed the token of appreciation kit bags and stationery for all of us. I want to thank Mr. Nauraj Burathoki and Engineer Reena Manandar for being masters of ceremony of both opening and closing program. I thank to the team of the publication for their hard work and published newsletter day by day. I want to acknowledge Mr. Siddhiram Suwal and the team for administration work and transportation management. Also want to acknowledge Engineer Chandra Krishna Prajapati along with Mr. Jwala Awal and the team for proper cleanliness management. Also acknowledge Mr. Govinda Tamakhu for nice gardening. It is my pleasure to acknowledge Thapa Party Palace for high quality catering and delicious lunch. All the professors, departments, faculties, teachers, staffs, volunteers, students, helpers, driver and guard of both colleges are specially thanked for their enormous and high quality support. You as a participant are thanked for all your great scientific input and for many fruitful discussion and interaction. Thank you for your active participation. All those who contribute to the conference, thank you for all your excellent work. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to continuing beyond this event the very simultaneous and instructive exchange of ideas we had in these 3 days. We trust that you all will take home further inspiration to have accelerate the advancement of science in the field of earthquake engineering. Thank you.
This moment, I take my pleasure to invite Engineer Ravindra Foju, Vice Principal of Kopo Engineering College, for his precious words.
खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेजका उपप्राचार्य इन्जिनियर रविन्द्र फोन्जो सरलाई आफ्नो मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु.
Honorable Chief Guest and the Member of Federal Parliament Prem Sawal, respected Chairman and Mayor of the Bhaktapur Municipality, Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Architect Rajani Joshi, Chief Executive Officer of Nepal Reconstruction Authority, Engineer Sushil Gewali, our keynote speakers, respected Professor Dr. Sudarshan Das Tiwari, Professor Dr. Premnath Maske, Professor Dr. Susumo Konu, our invited guests, and ladies and gentlemen. As we end our event, I, on behalf of Kopo Engineering College and Kopo College of Engineering, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the keynote speakers for stimulating keynote speech, paper presenter, participant, and all those who contributed to the conference for your excellent work. Glad to say, we successfully concluded our second international conference on earthquake engineering and post-disaster reconstruction planning. So many people have contributed in many ways to turn this event into the gracefully running meeting with many very interesting presentations and very good atmosphere for discussion and networking. I would like to thank all the national presenters, participants for your active participation and discussion in the event. I look forward to continuing beyond this event. Instructive exchange of ideas we had today. I also wish to express my gratitude to all our guest invitees in opening ceremony of event who have came from different destinations for their support and cooperation. I am also very grateful to media person for covering news. I thank all the distinguished invitees present here accepting our invitation. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you very much.
My special pleasure to call on Engineer Sunil Duwal, Principal of Kopo College of Engineering, to the lectern for his valuable speech.
खोपो कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङ का प्राचार्य इन्जिनियर सुनिल दुवालज्यूलाई आफ्नो मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु.
Respected chairperson of this closing ceremony, Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality and Chairman of the organizing colleges and the chairperson of the main committee of this event, Mr. Sunil Prajapati, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Prem Suha, Member of Federal Parliament, Architect Rajani Joshi, Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Mr. Engineer Sushil Gewali, Chief Executive Officer of National Reconstruction Authority, keynote speakers, Professor Premnath Maske, Professor Sudarshan Raj Tiwari, and Professor Susumu Kono, Principal, Vice Principals, and all the distinguished guests, and the participants of this second international conference on earthquake engineering and post-disaster reconstruction planning. I'd like to convey my sincere regards. The organizing committee is grateful to all the presenters, participants, and guests from different arenas and different countries whose active participation and discussion has made this event a success. We extend our sincere gratitude to participants from different universities of 8 countries, 3 from Japan, 5 from United Kingdom, 4 from China, 2 from South Korea, 1 from Germany, 1 from Australia, 1 from New Zealand, and 1 from India. We'd like to thank all the international participants who had traveled a long distance and making this conference worthy to share your valuable knowledge and experiences, which in our view will surely be helpful in extending the scientific knowledge and practices. We hope that the findings from your experience will help us in reconstruction as well as new construction works. As the aim of this conference was to bring engineers, architects, scientists, researchers, planners, and policymakers, students, and related stakeholders together and provide a platform for rigorous discussion on how to manage the disasters and make the communities resilient to the disasters. We are sure that your valuable presentations and discussions during the sessions will bring up new ideas that will help academic institutions like ours, government and non-government bodies who are working to make our society a better place to live. We believe that the conference has elevated the educational and scientific aspects of the participants, our faculties, as well as our staff. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our faculties and staff whose untiring effort has made this program a success. Thank you.
Now I have the honor of inviting Engineer Susan Maka, Principal of Kopo Engineering College, for his worthy speech.
खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेजका प्राचार्य इन्जिनियर सुजन माकज्यूलाई आफ्नो मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Chairman of these engineering colleges and head of the main organizing committee of this second international conference, Sunil Prajapati, Honorable Chief Guest, Member of Federal Parliament, Secretary of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party, Prem Swal, Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Architect Rajani Shrestha Joshi, CEO of National Reconstruction Authority, Sushil Gewali, respected keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Premnath Maske, Professor Dr. Sudarshan Raj Tiwari, Professor Dr. Susumu Kono, the Principal of Kopo College of Engineering, Sunil Dwal, Vice Principals, members of Scientific Committee, session chairs, paper presenters, delegates, participants, faculties and staffs. Wish you all very warm greetings in this closing ceremony of the conference on behalf of Kopo Engineering College family and the conference steering committee. First of all, I would like to extend my hearty gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest, delegates, and you all, the participants, for being here in this closing ceremony. I extend my sincere gratitude to Chief Guest of the opening ceremony, Chairman of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party and Senior Leader Narayanman Bujikche for his valuable remarks and best wishes for a grand success of the conference. Also, I am grateful to our Chief Guest, Member of Federal Parliament, former Chairman of these colleges and Head of the main organizing committee of the first International Conference on Earthquake Engineering and Post-Disaster Reconstruction Planning, successfully held in 2016, for his continuous guidance and support in organizing this event. I am thankful to members of provincial parliaments, Mr. Surendra Raj Gosai and Ms. Srijana Saiju, for their valuable words at the beginning of the conference. Similarly, I express my appreciations to all the guests, including Chairman of Nepal Engineering Council, Dean of Institute of Engineering, Chief District Officer of Bhaktapur District, SP of the Bhaktapur District, and Chief Executive Officer of the Bhaktapur Municipality for their warm wishes for the grand success of the conference. I am really grateful to Professor Dr. Premnath Maske, Professor Dr. Sudarshan Raj Tiwari, and especially to Professor Dr. Susumu Kono for accepting our request for keynote this conference and providing us with such thought-provoking presentations that truly shaped this conference. Our sincere gratitude once again on behalf of all participants and the steering committee of the conference. Likewise, I am truly indebted to all the scientific committee members for your continuous support in the process of accepting abstracts, reviewing the papers provided, and providing us with valuable comments. I am also thankful to the editorial team for providing us with the conference proceedings. I thank all session chairs for conducting 15 sessions effectively. We are grateful to all 59 presenters for sharing their experience on their respective team and finally making the conference a grand success. I express my appreciation to all participants for making all sessions alive with the questions and valuable suggestions to the presenters. Similarly, I am thankful to all the subcommittees for fulfilling their respective responsibilities with sincerity. Special thanks to Thapa Party Palace and Catering Service for providing us with your quality service. Last but not least, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the head of main committee of this conference organizing committee, Sunil Prajapati, member Rajani Joshi Shrestha and member Ravindra Jako for their continuous guidance in every step since the beginning of the preparation of conference from almost 14 months ago. I would request our foreign delegates to join the Heritage Walk scheduled today from 1:40 p.m. onwards, and I request all delegates, paper presenters, scientific committee members, session chairs to attend cultural night program scheduled from 5:30 p.m. onwards today on this same premises. Dear paper presenters and participants, I would like to request you to provide us with your valuable comments on this 3-day conference and suggestions for future endeavors. Your active participation and the overwhelming response have ignited our zeal to organize the 3rd International Conference of the same nature. I am confident that you will attend our future conference and support to make them a success as well. Thank you.
Further ahead, it's my special pleasure to invite the respected keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Susumu Kono, for his precious speech.
Again, my name is Sam Kono from Tokyo Tech, and it is great pleasure to speak this today. And I'm the person who came very late in the opening session. And then the people noticed, oh, you are the person who came late. And then today, I'm kind of wearing very casual because I'm going to the mountain from now. And I'm so inappropriate. And so the organizing committee may not like me anymore. And this might be the last chance to talk for me. But that's why I would like to express my very sincere thanks to all the people, and especially the chairperson and the organizing committee, and then the staff members. And it is a great success. And I really appreciate to giving me the opportunity to join this chance. Thank you very much for especially the people here. And also I'd like to thank this COPA Engineering College and also COPA Engineering College of Engineering. Two different things. I just asked the person who was the difference, and they are two different organizations. And they did very good job. Okay? And they gave us a really nice opportunity to get to know each other. And I saw my old friends, and they get to know new friends, and learn some lessons from other people and exchange information. That was a great opportunity for me to learn more about what we are doing. And in Japan, I'm just talking with my students in a really closed environment, only for the reinforced concrete, only for the seismic design. But here, I was able to extend my knowledge and also some perspective to the other field. And then I know my friend Prem Maski, he made a suggestion to the organizing committee to invite me as a keynote lecturer after his March trip this year. It was a very, very a short notice for the organizing committee, and they were really kind enough to accept me as to make me the keynote lecturer. And again, I'd like to express my thanks to those really flexible reaction to the suggestions. And, yesterday I made a talk, and also the day before yesterday I made a talk. My talk was a little bit too much detail. Even in Japan, my work and experiment, if you haven't done it, it's a little bit too much in detail. And then, however, if any of my research works in Japan or other works from my friends in Japan have a chance to help you or deepen your understanding or making something better, and then that's more than my joy. And also, my friend and I are happy to work together with Nepali people again. And it's really pretty much fun to work with people. And we lots of Japanese like Nepal. And the Nepalese people like Japan. And we have lots of Nepali students working very hard. They're very good students, working hard, diligent. And I count on them. Even this time, many of them helped my trip here, and also the trip after this one to the mountain. And then the theme of this conference, the post-disaster reconstruction, is not very easy work. And like making resilient buildings, bridges, roads, towns, and the others, it's really, really hard work. And then yesterday, Brent Maskey was talking about his friend, like, and they said, maybe he said, yeah, forget about the masonries, just demolish them. Yeah, that's a little bit too much way to say. But for the engineer, that's one of the very honest opinion. It's very hard to maintain the structure in this country, but it's also the challenging for the engineers. And then also those buildings have your culture and the spirit. It's kind of easy, like for me from the outside, yeah, demolish everything and make it safer and use the reinforced concrete is much better. But it's not that easy. And then I think the keynote lectures from Professor Suari and also Brent Maskey and other people's discussions about masonries or some other like local materials, local like structural system, I heard them as a resolution for the future. Like people are kind of determining, or we are kind of inheriting the weir culture. Even if we are using the existing materials, the masonry, brick building, they know it's going to be very difficult. The steel structures, reinforced concrete structures should be much easier to do the research work. But they chose to use the material or their structures, and that's the challenging things. But engineering exists just for the challenging things. We try to help the society to exist, to like temper their cultures, to keep their cultures alive. And each one of us trying to help you. And although like we're kind of sending a cheerful things from Japan, like if there's anything we can help, that's going to be my pleasure. Okay, and also it's really encouraging for me. I saw many young students, faculties, like engineers who are making the discussions and also presentations. They're going to carry on the next generations. And so we also like send my really best regards to those young spirits. And we are having in Japan in 2020 the World Conference of Earthquake Engineering in Sendai, which is a little bit north of Tokyo. And if you have a chance, please send your abstract. The call for paper will be opening very soon, in a month or two. And just send something, and then try to come, and then you come and take a look at the society of Japan, how we are running, and also get to know the people from the other countries, how they're running the things. It's really great opportunities. As you did here in Nepal or Bhaktapur, we also provide you some like a good opportunity to exchange your idea and get some information. Okay. And then finally, I'm happy to come back for another talk or something if you really want it, or any collaboration, as long as you allow me to walk for a week or two after the conference or talk, like this time. Okay. And I hope to see you in Japan very soon, or at least in the WCEE in Sendai 2020. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank him for inviting we Nepali in Japan. Similarly, I take my special privilege to call upon Professor Dr. Sudarshan Raj Tiwari, the keynote speaker of the conference, to the lectern for valuable speech.
कन्फरेन्सका किनोट स्पिकर प्रोफेसर डाक्टर सुदर्शन राज तिवारीज्यूलाई आफ्नो मन्तव्य राखिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु.
The chairman of this function, the mayor, Mr. Sunil Prajapati, the chief guest of this function, member of parliament, Mr. Prem Sowal, the Chief Executive Officer of Nepal Reconstruction Authority, Mr. Susil Gewali, the Deputy Mayor Rajani Joshi, and other distinguished people in the dais and those sitting in my front here. I am very pleased to have participated as a speaker and also as a learner in this second conference, international conference on earthquake engineering and post-disaster reconstruction planning. Since the first conference, it has been 3 years, and we were able to come together and present so much of our learnings and experiences that we had between these two conferences. And I must say that so much of work has been done through the two of the organizing colleges, the Kopo College of Engineering and Kopo Engineering College, particularly in terms of the research and study, as well as design for reconstruction of so many monuments and places in Bhaktapur. That is the major kind of learning takeaway for me, and I'm sure it has been quite informative for all of you also. Although due to social engagements elsewhere, I could not attend in person some of the professional sessions. I had the pleasure of going through the proceedings of the conference, and I must say that they are qualitatively and content-wise as good as what we'll find in other international conferences in other countries. So that is one area I thought we can be quite proud of. I have been, to come to Kopo College of Engineering has always been a kind of a Kopo College of Engineering and Kopo Engineering College. It has been always a pleasure for me because most of my life I have spent in the Institute of Engineering within the Pulchok campus, and Kopo College and these two colleges have been giving me opportunities to kind of break out of that closed environment and come and visit here. And I'm greatly impressed by the facilities and the maintenance that we're doing of it, which I think is something that most academic institutions in Nepal have yet to learn, that it is important that we give a good learning as well as good physical environment to the students and to the faculty before they can start delivering a good program. So that is another thing I'd like to note in this. Of course, I want to take this opportunity to thank Manjeeb Sakya, who was so kindly referring to my presentations. And I think these kind of conferences for me, I come in because we're talking about heritage and we're talking about how to reconstruct this, and because we have to learn a lot about it. And I think the international and other participants that came in to this conference have provided us a lot of possible venues to move in from our own sites in the process of reconstructions. When I speak from this dais, of course, I must also tell you that I was part of the organizing committee. In one of the committees I was sitting there, and past 15 months has been, I think the whole committee and the colleges, both the colleges have worked very hard to come to this level and to organize an international seminar with over 60 papers, presentation with maybe 9 to 10 or 11 foreign countries participating is not a everyday affair, and we must recognize that. And in the packet I also looked at the 6th volume of the Journal of Science and Engineering, with which I have been involved in some ways in reviewing some of the articles. But what I would like to tell you here is that this is one character of the organizers that we participants need to applaud, because to be able to issue journals with qualitative articles and in a regular way, that is a character that our academic institutions should develop, and I'm very happy to see that it is happening here. So I would like to end my speech here today by saying that this has been a good learning experience for me also, not only from the perspective of the engineering of post-earthquake reconstruction of monuments, but also in terms of the conservation of the planning issues and other intangible issues that pertain in our towns and that actually characterize ourselves as much as the monuments do. And so maybe I would like to plead that as we were told by our earlier speakers, that as engineers and architects, professionals, we have a role to be a part, to be able to help in the society building activities and getting our societies also to the modern state of better living, and at the same time assuring that we remain who we are and we move from that position. Thank you very much.